Hey guys, and welcome, and thanks for tuning in. This episode, we're just kind of going to go through Battlefield 4. A little bit more information has been released on when that game will hopefully drop, and just talk a little bit about Aftermath as well. First of all, I just want to say that hopefully you will notice I do now have a new microphone, so that should be a little bit better quality now, less interference as well, which hopefully will make these videos a lot clearer. Now, straight to it, Battlefield 4 has been announced, as we all know. Well, hopefully, we all know. Most Battlefield fans will. They said that you would get access to the Battlefield 4 beta by pre-ordering Medal of Honor Warfighter. And that the access to the beta will be granted roughly in fall 2013. So for those of us in the UK, that is winter, roughly winter 2013. They have released some more information now, which from my view is a little bit contradictory. They have also now said they are aiming for the release of Battlefield 4 to be between a window of April 2013 and March 2014. Now for me that doesn't really make a lot of sense. How can you in one breath say we're going to release the beta in winter of 2013, but then say actually the game could release between April 2013 and March 2014? Well, it can't, can it? It's clearly not going to come out in April. It's clearly not going to come out in March, April, potentially June onwards maybe, but you know, that's anyone's guess. I think it's a little bit odd that they made that statement, but either way, I think when we were talking about, I was talking about this with some friends, and I think it's the reason that window is there is pretty much just due to the fact that I think Battlefield 4 is going to be on next-gen consoles, and EA just don't know when those consoles are going to drop yet. I think Microsoft and Sony are going to keep that pretty tight-lipped until they're ready to announce it, and so EA just really has to keep an open window as to when the next game is going to ship. They can't nail it down yet, because if they say they're going to nail it down, they say right, it's coming out December 2014, then EA and Microsoft and Sony then say, well, actually we're not going to release our console now until March. EA are going to get some stick, and obviously they're trying to avoid that, but it does all seem a little bit confused coming from EA. I think when the beta was first announced, I think it was kind of leaked, really. I don't think they were ready to announce that Battlefield 4 beta was going to come with Medal of Honor. I think somewhere someone has made a mistake, and it was the information and the images with the Battlefield 4 beta on them. I think that was leaked a little bit too early. It seemed a bit rushed for them to get a statement out to say, oh yeah, this is actually true, etc. I think they were going to hold off for a couple of months, maybe until they had some more information, whereas now they're kind of having to push this information through. It's worth noting as well that the beta has actually been confirmed on all three platforms. PS3 and Xbox 360 users will get access through the limited edition of Medal of Honor Warfighter. PC users will have access to the beta if they pre-order the Origin exclusive deluxe or limited edition. So if you are going to get Medal of Honor and you're getting it on the consoles, then you can pre-order a limited edition. If you are getting it on the PC, Medal of Honor, you have to get the deluxe or limited edition from Origin to get early access, or to get access to the Battlefield 4 beta. I'm sure coming closer to the Battlefield 4 beta's release, there will be other ways to get into the beta. There always is. I'm sure there'll be competitions, and they'll be giving out various keys in one shape or other, but those are the default and standard ways you can definitely get access to the beta. Moving across now a little bit to Aftermath, which of course is recently, obviously it's been announced a while back, but they've given a little bit more information as to what we can expect from Aftermath. Now, Aftermath isn't due out until December this year. So a fair few months. Obviously, we've got Armored Kill in between then. But Aftermath is something that is interesting to me. Obviously, I'm predominantly an infantry player, so Aftermath is something that I've when I've seen the information on it, I quite like the look of. Now, obviously, we don't know what this is really going to bring until we see it, but hopefully it will be better maps than Close Quarters. Close Quarters for me is okay to jump on, have a bit of a laugh. They aren't the best maps though, let's be honest, especially from a competitive standpoint, which is one of my main interests. It just clearly doesn't work in that manner. I'm hoping these maps will be a little bit more like some of the good infantry maps that we have right now. I don't know if they'll be the same size or the same way. That remains to be seen. But you know, my favourite maps right now, you know, you're looking at obviously Bazaar Sign. I don't mind Metro on occasion, even Tehran, to be honest. Anything those sort of size I think could work. My main concern is they seem to be basing these maps on very much, obviously it's based on post-earthquake Tehran. Now I'll read this out to you. It says, set amongst the shattered districts, streets and surrounding villages of a post-earthquake Tehran, Battlefield 3 Aftermath depicts a continuing struggle for supremacy and survival amongst the devastation. Now, there clearly is going to be a lot of destruction already happened in these maps. There's going to be a lot of rubble, and that worries me. That worries me because one of the things I think in certain maps on Battlefield that restricts the flow and movement is the rubble. I'm going to use an example of Sign Crossing. The rubble and the broken buildings on Sign Crossing that's built into the map is so clunky, it's unbelievable. On the D flag at the ruins, also opposite the D flag on the main road, there's some rubble right there as well. It's so clunky to vault over and to get around. It's not a smooth experience at all, and it's like a pet hate of mine. It's just, you can almost get stuck on it, and you don't want to be stuck on it, especially if you're in the middle of a firefight. So that's something that worries me, but will remain to be seen how that is sort of incorporated into the maps. It does mention again vertical and horizontal combat, so it does suggest there's going to be more than one level going on. Hopefully that isn't the sort of downside that they use with Close Quarters. They got around the small map size by saying, well, you can actually go up another level. I'm hoping, or down another level as in case with some of the maps. I'm hoping that this isn't going to be well, the maps are going to be smaller, but you can go up another level. I'm hoping it's going to be, the maps will be a large size, but there is 2 levels, which is going to enable flanking. Imagine a Metro map, for example, that had another level to it. And I don't mean about, obviously it does have 2 levels to it now, if you go up the escalators, but I'm talking about another level of added gameplay that I certainly think would really help the game and the map as well. Now is 4 new maps announced, which is pretty much in keeping with the trend of what's happened so far and what tends to happen. You always usually get 4 maps. As we discussed, it says fight through the dust and rubble and use the earthquake damaged terrain to your tactical advantage. Well, it's not really tactical unless you can actually vault over the damn thing. So let's hope that is actually the case. New heavily modified military and civilian vehicles. So that would suggest that the maps are going to be at least a reasonable size because there's a vehicle in them. So it's got to be at least the size of Sign Crossing, you know, with the Humvee in it, at least, and that is a good thing. So you know, I'll have to wait and see how big that's going to turn out. I'm interested in the whole civilian vehicle thing. That's interesting, but we'll obviously have to wait for more information on that. New game mode as well. What that is going to be, your guess is as good as mine. You know what I'd love to see in Battlefield? And again, this is something I was talking about the other day with some friends. I would love to see a search and destroy mode in Battlefield. I'd be really interested to see how that would work, and if it would work. Obviously, Battlefield isn't, you know, this isn't its core nature, search and destroy. But having come from a Counter-Strike background, and also played COD 4 as well, I would love to see if there could be a search and destroy mode that would work within Battlefield. Obviously, it would have to be balanced with the whole defibbs, medkits and whatnot, but I would really love it to be that. I don't think it's going to be that, but I would love it nonetheless. And of course, some new assignments, achievements, and dog tags, which we all love. So yeah, that's coming out at the end of this year. I imagine over the coming months and whatnot, we're going to hear more information about Battlefield 4. I have a feeling that next year at E3, there is a very good chance that Sony and Microsoft will announce their next consoles. If that is the case, then maybe the Battlefield 4 release date can be nailed down a little bit more. But to be honest with you, I don't think they want to nail down a date. I think they nailed down a date with Battlefield 3, and to be honest, the game could have done with at least 3 to 6 months more work before it was 100%. Well, not even 100%. Before it was ready to launch. I think the game came out and it wasn't ready, to be brutally honest, and they've been patching the game rigorously every single 3 months since. So I think they kind of want to not make that mistake with Battlefield 4 as well, and want to make sure that the game is as good as it can be on release, and we'll have to wait and see. So thanks for listening, guys. Leave your comments, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.